What up, my freaks? RuinusInsight here with part 5 of my Total War Warhammer 3 Dechala the Denied One Immortal Empires campaign. So as we saw last time, Zhao Ming was being chased all across Cathay, or across the Celestial River lands at the very least, as he retreated repeatedly under the knowledge that he and his faction were boned. And boned they were, their armies were defeated, their territory by and large taken, and soon to be deleted for good. Yeah, we maybe could have vassalized him, but, you know, I think at this point we've done enough damage to him that he is probably not going to go for it, and we do have at least one Cathayan faction as an ally, which we haven't as yet used for units. They can build their war drums, though, so there's a decent likelihood that we should be able to get some use out of them. And, they can't build it in this province? Okay, well, I definitely want the war drums, so I guess Fuheng is the way to go. Crane gunners might be nice as well, in theory. Although, I don't know about the gunpowder units for Slaanesh, generally speaking, but the war drums, yeah. Alrighty, anyway, I guess we could just construct the outpost. We're starting the outpost on the Norscan territory. Alright, let's do it. Let's do it. Hate to spend the money, but sometimes you gotta. Anyway, in terms of what we gotta do this turn, actually, there appears to be nothing. Why didn't I end the turn last episode? I assume we just ran out of time, so let's end the turn and see what happens. Alright, Zhao Ming, where are you gonna go? Perfect. I was hoping that Akarak would get his defeat trait before he gets wiped out, and by the looks of it, he went directly towards Akarak. Non-aggression pact with Slaanesh, not going to happen. We don't really care about any of these Skaven stuff, so yeah. Little Slaaneshi rebellion army, cute. I feel like they should maybe rework it in such a way where if Slaaneshi rebellion, or rebellions of the corrupting faction, if the corruption was caused by that particular faction, maybe, you know, given to the player or something? I don't know. And, ooh, we can reach Shangyang directly from here. Do we have enough troops to defeat them? We are still a little bit damaged. We could build another 2 demonettes, though I do wonder what the enemy will recruit in the meantime. They could get Celestial Lines. No, that would take 2 turns, wouldn't it? Alright, you know what? Let us go into an encamp stance, or I guess if we have enough movement range, we just stay here, and ooh. I kind of don't like how it's very, very close, though. You know what? Let's go in camp. Let's go right up to them. We can... we heal us like that. Alright, fine. Let's heal to full. We'll get 2 more demonettes, though I was intending to get exalted demonettes, but you know, I take it we can't evolve them in this faction, which is a bit of a shame. Regiments of Renan, allied recruitment, yeah, well, 2 of them will at least have to replace with exalted demonettes. I guess depending on how many demonettes we have of various kinds. Anyway, I digress. Akarak, go get that defeat trade, buddy. And we needed more for the Chaos spawn than the Forsaken, admittedly. And the Slangors as well. Kill, probably for the last time. I don't think Zhao Ming's gonna recover from this one. Auto-resolve. Oh, what the... Well, that was my bad. I really didn't, really auto-resolve? Really? One of the Slangors fully died. Okay. Okay, I so wasn't expecting that. I didn't even bother to check the auto-resolve. I guess I'll trade these 2 high-level Slangors from Decala's army to him. Go kill this as well. Is this gonna do the same thing? Are you also magically gonna kill one of the Slangors? No, just Zhao Ming. I mean... Sure, well, the dragon might have been able to do that, but it's still irritating. I think we can all agree. But anyway, armor +5, very nice. And a little bit of extra thralls and such. I don't mind. Free obsidian blade. Akarak, you can do nothing. Alright, so go into march stance. Hopefully we don't have an army here. We will want defeat trade from Balthazar Gelt, whose army I assume is still alive. I don't really want to proceed too far into this direction right now, at least not with Dechala, but I do want his defeat trait, so what can you do? Speaking of Dechala, you just ran out of your Spur of Eagerness, and we should probably still use it. If we attack this fella, we won't be able to... Wait a moment, because this guy's gonna run, right? If we take Chiang... But then the... wait, I'm just trying to think about this. How do we kill you without losing our movement range? I guess we could sack this place, but that will reduce the number of thralls that we need, and we need that more than money. Well, either way, take out the Vile Scream here first. That's not gonna change. And auto-resolve, obviously. Okay, looks like the Slangors won't die to this. Then we will take the thralls again, because we still need a bunch of them. Then Pigeon Plucker Pendant, sure. Enemy killed in battle. Then we will proceed, I guess, to take Chiang and ignore you. And then I guess what we'll want to do is declare war on you immediately, because then you'll be stuck in our zone of control, maybe? Wait, are these guys actually at war with each other? A moment. They are not at war with each other. Meaning, wait. What do we have at in the garrison here? Alright, declare war on you right now. Then, like so. And then, if we attack this, wait, with the... Oh, I forgot the Spur of Eagerness because I got excited. Which is, you know, ironic. You will attack this, and that will draw the ogres into the battle. Granted, we're gonna have a problem chasing them down, and... frankly, it's a little bit weak. What do we have in the camp? I mean, I don't really care about fighting a weak little ogre army like this with just ogre bulls and nothing else. This has a giant, but otherwise is also fairly weak. I mean, we are probably going to start fighting Goldtooth. They're not the biggest fans of us, and they will probably have better armies than this. I think I'm just going to ignore this. It's too basic to be worthy of our attention. Auto-resolve, and it barely damages our army. It won't even kill one of the Slangors. And then we will occupy the place as a thrall camp with 3,000 thrall population. Lovely. Free Ether Blade, which is, well, not bad, at least for those that don't have magical attacks already. Wasteland of Jinshen is now ours, and we will immediately pop you into... I mean, I guess growth? Well, actually, we don't really need growth here, do we? Because we can upgrade the Thrall compound immediately, and the growth is already where it's supposed to be. And now Supremacy will give us corruption... -4 of non-Slaaneshi corruption and control. I think we're just gonna go straight into income from pleasure palaces. Income from thrall camps is fine too, but it's probably... we probably get a significantly more out of the pleasure palace right now. Actually, just slightly more. This at least gives us character XP gain per turn for a bit while we're here. Yeah. And maybe we'll switch to thrall camps after these things get built up. Alright, that makes sense to me. Let's also get the... well, we've been getting the field treatment, but rather than that, I think we'll just go for the toll and increase the amount of thralls we generate to deplete these things faster. Right? There's nothing else here that would be insanely useful. I guess the game kind of wants us to build all of those structures, but the growth doesn't do anything for it. Well, fine, do this right now, and then we'll wait until it's tier 3, whatever, all good. It won't make a significant difference. Anyway, Chaos Vanguard, keep buffing up those demonic infantry. Maybe that'll help the auto-resolve from killing you? Maybe. Big question, though. Alrighty, who else still needs to move? Alright, so all of our new heroes to our new fledgling armies, of which we have 2 right now, soon 3. Y'all gonna need to start moving out there. And we need to keep an eye on other available heroes for good traits. So Cultist, I don't really care about any of these ones. At least, I don't care about any of these ones if you're going to be on a War Shrine, which, generally speaking, is the thing. Kind of mad on the Exalted Heroes, Druki Anointed, I am not super happy about those, and then the Chaos Sorcerer. I don't know if the Reflexes is okay, but I would prefer Iron Skin or Tough for one of those if you're going to be on a War Shrine as well. I generally prefer to use just heroes as War Shrines in the same way as one would use Necromancers instead of Corpse Cards, because, I mean, why bother building the War Shrines when you can have heroes with War Shrines which also carry items and have abilities and such. Anyway, Public Order. Not so great in a few places. I'm actually surprised at how not great this place, the Public Order here is. I'm actually surprised that Slaanesh doesn't automatically give you massive increase to Public Order. We could, of course, counteract it with the bonus control either via Pleasure Party, though the growth is kind of irrelevant to us, or Pleasure Hunt, which gives us recruitment cost reduction, which we wouldn't be using here. Anyway, we'll keep an eye on the Public Order here. We can let it go pretty low. Unlike SFO, the vanilla gameplay doesn't really punish you for low control, so I think we're okay. What do you do again, Cultist? Okay, you have maxed out increased mobility, yes. Grab, bend the mind, bend the flesh. Doesn't really help our our demonic infantry, but I still feel like a demonic army would have War Shrines because, you know, Gates of Slaanesh and all that. Bring a few cultists with them. Though we will have to speed you guys up somehow because 55 is way too slow. I mean, it's not that slow, but I need you to keep up with the demonettes, and they're only going to get faster from here at 63, so yeah. Anyway, not that it's horrible. Building real quick before we end the turn. What do we have here again? We didn't build this because of the thrall cost. This generates income, however, and that also gives us capacity for all heroes increased, so I think we'll do that immediately. Hero action success chance plus 6% for all characters. Wait, can Slaanesh steal tech? Chaos Sorcerer of Slaanesh. Yes, they can. Oh. Okay, well, we'll build a few more of these, and then we'll start stealing tech, I guess. I maybe want to wait for this one. Anything else critical to be built? We will want these, but they're expensive and right now not the most needed thing in the world. We will want the Heartseeker building as well, but we don't necessarily have to build it there. Although, oh, Hanyu Port has the Thrall Port, meaning we have a limited amount of military structures we can build there. Alright, I'll think about it. For now, let's just upgrade the Ritual Arena here. Income from Pleasure Palaces. Yeah, sure. Yeah, let's build the Ritual Arena. Let's upgrade the Warhost Outpost for the additional post-battle income faction-wide. Then, income from Pleasure Palace's local province, sure. And, wait, 1? And then 2, 3? Yeah, I guess so. Alright, makes sense to me. Let's build this first then. Hold off on the military structures. These places don't need to be upgraded other than Lee Temple, which is now a Tormentor's Hold, which can be, and then we can start off with that Warhouse supply. You guys will be converted soon. Nongchang Basin, you're being upgraded. You don't need to be upgraded. Serpent Estuary, you will need to be converted soon, but otherwise are generally speaking fine. Lovely. Alright, looks like that's another end turn, so we'll skip on by and... Wait, I moved the Cultist? Yes. I didn't do anything with this particular cult, but frankly I'm not super interested in doing anything with it right now. End turn. Alright, let's see about destroying Booger Stank, the camp here, before it causes any more public order problems. And then we'll need to go and get that Gelti defeat trait. Oh, Fedoran Tsintla, I was hoping for Gelt himself. I'm so salty about that, Oh! Would you look at that? Never mind, Chiang Camp, you're gonna have to wait. We've got bigger fish to fry. Oh, you're just unable to reach Waldemar Feuerbach, are you? They got 2.5 stacks. Alright, I'm gonna see if we can't reinforce with Akarek. I don't know if it's actually possible, but let's give it a shot. I'll probably pick up a plague before doing this, but it is what it is. Go. And I guess you'll want a Spurt of Eagerness, too. I keep saying Spurt. Feels more Slaanesh-y. Anyway, just pick it up as well. We have the spare thralls. And then Dechala. We're going to level you, and then we're going to move you in. Another point in Mentor for this. Beautiful. Woundmaker and Deadly Onslaught. Also beautiful. I guess we'll want Scarred Veteran. Take advantage of the extra HP, as Dechala should get pretty tanky. I'm hoping that we can grab a Cursed Armor and pick it up for Dechala. I think that'll be very nice. Chaos Sorcerer of Slaanesh. I'm still on the fence about this. I'm still tending towards Soul Feeder, though. And frankly, much as I'd love the charge bonus and the speed, this will keep you alive, and that's more important than anything, so I think we'll do that. You can't cast or anything if you're dead after all, so yeah. Anyway, Deadly Onslaught for Cultists, as odd as that does kind of seem on the Chaos War Shrines. These guys are better fighters than the Sorcerers are. Let us go for Blade Shield for you, sir. And then Druki Anointed, what do you have? 2 points available? Hey, your first point in Mentor, beautiful. Yeah, this is why I want every type of hero in Decala's army, because she's going to be picking up a lot of XP. Oh, and I forgot about Sturkar. I mean, I guess, does he count as a type of hero? But he'll be having his own army. Oh, we'll have to build his army soon, because Dechala is about to separate. Yes, anyway. Your melee defense is actually quite high, but might as well spam it. Melee defense tends to be pretty darn valuable. Anyway, let's go after these guys. Gelt is not in March stance, so in theory, if we kill everybody, leave him alone, we might still be able to get his defeat rate on Akarak as well. Unfortunately, not so much on Alex, but she busy. In fact, speaking of Alex, she has almost all the regiments of renown. We could get the Marquis of Masochism for her as well, but I think she should be able to handle Shangyang with what she has. It's not a full stag, but she's got some good stuff in there. At least I assume so. And oh, if we get the Marquis, then it might not work out. You know what? Go here. Besiege this. I'm willing to bet they'll sally out because we don't have a full stack. I like so. And we'll do this, and we'll see if they sally. Oh, of course they did build a Celestial Lion. That's what I was worried about. Will you suffer... Oh! You'll suffer attrition from besieging? Ah, I thought sieging made you immune to attrition. That's a little bit annoying. Anything here make you immune to attrition? No. We could go for a keen enticement, but that's a lot of thralls just for that. Alright, wait. Did I... Okay, one moment. I just realized something. I built this backwards, like this. We need the Slaanesh battering ram. Do we need to do anything with you? I mean, we could go for a Spur of Eagerness for you as well, but you're only... Yeah, it's not worth it for just the one fight, I think. Alright, enough teasing. Let's attack Mr. Tintla here. And go Dechala. And indeed they will fight. Pyrrhic victory. Alright. Okay, the Outriders and Pistoliers are going to be annoying. The Hellstorm Rocket Battery, of course, is going to be annoying. Can we actually chase the Pistoliers and stuff down with our horses? I think we can. They will take some damage doing so. And the Archers are obviously of no concern. But it's a lot of range firepower overall. Should be fun, I think. Let's get to it. Alright, here we go. It's snakening time, as we're going to start this battle off by sending in the Boob Snake Riders, as well as the 2 units of champions, and Dechala in the lead. First things first, intercept the enemy Empire Knights as they attempt to chase down our Marauders of Slaanesh. They've had the eroding poison applied, and then somebody is popping off that Soporific Musk. Wait, who has Soporific Musk? Oh! Sturkar has enriched Soporific Musk. Okay, yeah, then we definitely want to put the Princes of Pleasure Marauders in Sturkar's army, because they have regular Soporific Musk when it's not being overridden by Decala's eroding poison, and they could thus be combined with this guy's Soporific Musk. You gotta combine your musks, people. It's basic Slaaneshism. Slaanesh, I don't know. Anyway, the battle begins as we head towards the enemy and ride right through those knights and spears and into the next foe, like so. Beautiful, and our champions of Slaanesh will just start cutting through all those poor infantrymen. And yes, we are getting to have... I think we're going to have like 5 of them total in Decala's army. And I do like... I do like at least 2 Boob Snake Riders to lead with them. There we go. They are certainly making quick work of the enemy. Now, Gelt did attempt to hit us back with a... Was it this? I don't know. Gelt used his Cataclysm spell, the giant golden ball from the sky. Unfortunately, he attempted to use it on the Slangors and he just simply missed as they were moving too fast to get caught up in it, as it is a slow-moving wind spell, essentially. That worked out well because I didn't realize that he had it, and, well, if it had hit while we were engaged, it probably would have been a lot worse. But the AI is an idiot, so, you know. Anyway, here we go. The rest of our army has arrived, the Marauders of various kinds, and here come our cultists, well, the War Shrine Riders, cultist and sorcerer alike. Of course, Gelt's main stack and his reinforcing stack are here as well, and Gelt's gonna pop off a Gehenna's Golden Hounds, which we backed off from just as it was cast down on the ground below. Lovely. We're gonna get hit with a Spirit Leech. It's not ours, even though it does sort of work with our color scheme, and we'll hit the enemy right back as the Slicing Shards comes down on the piles of swordsmen and great swords, doing a solid 30-40% HP damage to them, while those War Shrines use their mass to annoy the enemy. They may be pretty fragile, but with the speed that Slaanesh offers combined with the mass, they can certainly be used to disrupt enemy formations. The Boob Snakes have peeled away from the enemy, well, sort of infantry piles, even though they're better at mincing infantry, but we need somebody to duel the enemy heroes right now, like the Sarch Lector for Sturkar, and I believe an Empire Captain for the Druki Anointed. they can get to work. Our own reinforcing army has arrived, but it is still traveling. We gotta get all the way to this side of the map, which is where the enemy had decided to deploy. Gonna hit him with some magics, chill winds from the Druki Anointed, who I ultimately decided to just go for the dark lore spells, because we obviously have access to Lore of Shadows and Lore of Slaanesh anyway. Why not? And we're gonna follow that up with another Slicing Shards. One of my favorite bombardment spells in terms of its appearance as, I don't know, just looks pretty cool. And I like the sound design as well. Anyway, the bounce power shifts to about 80% in our favor. More enemies are arriving on the field, and it's a little bit annoying that they're here and our chariots can go no further, so we're just going to get them back so that they don't blob up out there as we're trying to fight out here and draw more enemies in. The Arch-Elector just completely surrounded. Glow of his Warhammer illuminating the Slaaneshi, but there's probably stuff you don't want to see. The, not the Marquis of Masochism, but an exalted regular Keeper of Secrets has arrived as the Greater Gate of Slaanesh has been opened by our cultist. The second army has also separated its melee troops from its range now, and the archers and huntsmen alike are being ridden down, both by the summoned demonettes from the Lesser Gate of Slaanesh and our 3 units of Marauder Horse, which are doing pretty good at tearing them to shreds. Looking pretty good. And Decala's snakes are also tormenting the poor greatswords, who've no chance at defeating them. And while the champions are taking damage, they're dishing out a lot more than they take. It's appropriate for a Slaaneshi unit. Alrighty, nice to see some of the demons on field from the summons at the very least. And we do have the Regiment of Renown, Marquis of Masochism, so we can also get that on field. Haven't decided which army it's going to go into. We could give the Marquis to Stakar just because, for fun. And we'll think about it. Alrighty, either way, the bounce power has shifted to 90% in our favor, and I think Gelt's the only army that remains. The Arch-Elector is impressively still in the fight, but it doesn't look like he'll be in there for too much longer. Yeah, unfortunately, the enemy artillery piece has also arrived here, so we're going to have to push towards the edge of the map, or the valley where the enemy is arriving here, but it looks like the enemy army is done for anyway, as army losses have at last begun to tell, and the battle with that is ours. The enemy army shatters. Gelt and Quicksilver simply flees the battlefield, while the troops he led to their doom are all cut down. Later, Gelt. You're lucky we don't have any flyers and have no real way to catch you. Yeah, but long before the release of the DLC, I was musing as to what units might be added to Slaanesh, and personally, I was hoping that they would invent a unit. I thought of something called a Pleasure Barge, basically a big flying unit, kind of like a Thunder Barge, but slow, and to act as a sort of command center for Slaanesh. You know, have some of those almost Eldari or Drukhari-inspired sails and stuff like that, but obviously, you know, fantasy and stuff like that, and just floating up there, having a good time while floating over the battlefield. Maybe even give it a sort of below it stuff effect, like, you know how the Coatl from the Lizardmen hide units below them, basically give the Pleasure Barge, I don't know, every unit below it is affected by soporific musk or something. But of course, make it slow and vulnerable. You'd have to protect it with Furies from the Air Force, considering Slaanesh has no other air units, and stuff like that. But, you know, obviously, just inventing units for fun. Would have been fun for a sort of slower element for Slaanesh. I digress, though. The enemy gets cut down, run down, and the battle's ours. Alrighty, there we go. Guess we didn't really need our second army, because even with Slaaneshi quickness, they were not able to get into the battle in time, as Decala's army tore through the first one like nobody's business. We got 20k damage on the Pleasure Guard, 19k on the other champions of Slaanesh. Now we gotta give you names in a minute. We've got one of the Marauder Horsemen doing 20k damage, very, very solid, and a decent little bit of damage, hovering at a few thousand for most of the regular marauders. And, actually, surprisingly, the devotees didn't do too much, but the Pleasure Guard and Dechala leading them were so busy killing everything that I guess it does make sense. Star of the show, though, with the 2 uses, I want to say, of Slicing Shards Bombardment was our Chaos Sorcerer, who did very, very well. And, of course, the Marauder Horses again. Glad I kept those. Anyway, we'll take the Thralls, because, frankly, compared to the post-battle loot, this is basically nothing. Yes, we will dominate those captives. And they will thank us for it. Alright, now, will we? Yeah, we picked up the plague already, didn't we? Yeah, damn you, Nurgle. Alrighty, now, if we attack this guy... Okay, we can wipe you out without killing Gelt. I would prefer to leave Gelt there. Huh, wait, why does he have... Why does he have 3 Gift of Slaanesh on him? A little bit odd. And the reason that that's odd is because wouldn't he have 1? Maximum 2 from getting hit by Akarak? I don't know. Weird, but whatever. Anyway, if we move away, will we leave Akarak by himself? Oh, a little bit concerning, but all good. What does this do? Wins a magic campaign movement range reduction. Oh, I don't like that at all. But what can you do? Alright, Metal Storm for Dechala, another 6 armor. We want the same thing for Hakorak, maybe help with the auto-resolve. Hey, a Prismatic Amplifier, though, a very, very nice find. Alright, Slaanesh Zealot, Gift of Slaanesh given. Yeah, okay, lots of Gift of Slaanesh given. What are you using in terms of your casting capabilities? Nothing. Alright, we'll give you one of the Prismatic Amplifiers then. Why not? You deserve a little bit of a reward after that particular battle. Anyway, to call a kill. We can bid that Gift of Slaanesh farewell, unfortunately, because that guy ain't coming back. And we... Hey, a Talisman of Preservation? Yeah, that was worth it. And then we will take the money. I guess 13 thralls is basically nothing. In fact, no, basically about it. If you go into March stance, you would still be able to get close to Akarak. Okay, good. We can protect him from guilt. Like so. Alright, and I guess that's going to be a question as to how deep into Kelt's territory we are going to go here. Remains to be seen. Hello, Master Painter. Upkeep production from Marauder Horseman. We have one in Decala's army? We do, okay. So we will eventually split one off to that other army, won't we? I just gotta figure out how and when. Alright, so we would like to defeat Gelt with you. I'm just thinking, do we actually want to destroy his faction right now, or do we want to maybe leave it for a little bit and allowing us to move northward? I guess the question is how far we want to go here right now. I don't really care about fighting Kugeth, though the Dragon Isles are a nice territory and all those islands. Plus, it's not like we want those disgusting Nurglite units. Aww. Maybe. Actually, Kugeth versus Dechala might be an interesting matchup as well. I am kind of interested to see whether she can out-damage his healing. That remains to be seen. Alright, we'll figure it out. Anyway, that battle is done. We gotta move the heroes once again, all of them. Go, go, go. The next set we'll build in this place, because it's ridiculous. And, of course, Xarian, you are going to go out here. Now, we gotta figure out which one we go, which sea lane. This one takes us to Aislinn. Oh! I would like to know what Aislinn's defeat rate is, but we don't need to send you there. We need to send you here. Actually, no. We need to send you here. We need you to go to Morathi. So you need to go all the way up there. Alright, I always forget which sea lanes are which. Oh, you got a fair bit to go up there, then probably should have traveled by land. Oh, alright, whatever. Building? The grumbling continues. The water elementals started it, and now I'm all in on the grumbling. Anyway, Nongchang Basin, we will... I mean, I guess we could upgrade this. It's going to be a while before... Yeah, alright, fine. We'll upgrade you, we will upgrade this for the money generation, and then we will... We could either speed the thralls along, or we could reduce the thrall depletion rate. Minus 15%. It'll allow the place to sort of stick around for a long time, or speed it up. You know, I haven't decided. What about this place? Ah, okay, so you need to be converted now. Going to... No, not a pleasure... Well, actually, we could convert the place to another pleasure palace. Huh. I mean, we do have the space. Oh, but I take it it'll be immediately as a level 1 pleasure palace. I mean, Flayed Rock is far away, so if we build another pleasure palace here near the elves, that would be fine. Shangyang we don't want as a pleasure palace. We can let the Norskins have it, plus it's a disgusting desert. Yeah, alright, fine. You know what? Let's convert you to a pleasure palace then. Why not? Huh, I wonder, will the pleasure palace retain you? Each pleasure palace, it doesn't say what level it will be converted to. Alright, let's give it a try. I don't know what it looks like, so I'm interested. Plus, we do need more of these things. And you will not be converted for another turn, but getting there. Celestial Riverlands. Public order's still dropping, but we can eventually pay some thralls for it. Bridge of Heaven we are not upgrading, minus the cultist camp, as I feel like it's not worth it going to tier 3 on these ones. And then Serpent Estuary, you're going to be converted soon as well. Alright. I do wish that they gave it a sort of an automatic conversion system, because it's kind of a hassle, especially if you have like a huge empire, as we eventually will, to go through them constantly like that. Anyway, everything else here I don't really care about, at least not now. We will need additional cultists for this army. More war shrines and, you know, just generally cultist support for these guys. Also, the fact that this guy spawned with the name Akarak Spawn Seeker is amazing. Akarak is a name that is also in the Beastmen generator, so this guy, who we had slated to have command of Beastmen and Chaos Spawn, has the name Akarak Spawn Seeker. It's a sign from the Dark Prince. Yeah, it's fantastic. I'm end turn. It's fantastic. Cathans, will you sally out of your last territory in a desperate bid to... No, you will not. Okay, well, that's rude, but I guess we'll just attack you then. I guess they will suffer attrition and we will suffer attrition, so fair enough. Alright, Gelti gonna back off and we need his defeat traits, so we're gonna have to give chase. If we destroy Gelt, though, the problem... Oh, wow, this place got Slaaneshified quick. The problem will be that... Oh, look at that, Borkill's coming in. Huh, I guess if they don't sally out, we can use Borkill as a set of garbage units to charge at the walls. Yeah, alright, that's fine. I guess I'm willing to take another turn of attrition for him to get a little bit closer, why not? We also have to destroy that camp. We could send Akarak back, but then... we could send him back Akarak. I'm so stupid. Then he won't be able to get Gelt's defeat trait, and that's the thing that I'm concerned about. And yeah, I did want that defeat trait on Alex. Wait, did Alex get Jiao Ming's defeat trait? I don't remember. Yes, she did. So she does also want Gelt's. How many territories does he have? We guess might pick up his defeat if we're not careful. I am concerned. Anyway, we'll do this. You're gonna go here. There is Gelti. We will have Akarak take Knobbly Gorge and then Dechala reinforce, I guess. She could actually chase him. No, she can't, but she's close to it. Alright, you're gonna go to this side. Well, just do this. What's the defenses like here? Oh, they got some defenses. Will it be enough? Decisive victory, low casualties, and if another one of the Slangors will die, because of course they will. Do we care enough, considering we will be transferring these two? Maybe we don't. You are unlucky. Slaanesh is bored of you. And interesting, that's one of the healthy ones that will die, but whatever. I don't care enough. Wow, look at that. All the others got, I don't know, like 40% damage, and this one just straight up died. What the heck is going on? Weird. Occupies Thrall Camp. Alrighty. And Slaaneshi Familiar, Chaos War Shrine for Akarak, and Demonic Steed for Akarak. Knobbly Gorge will pick up a Plague. You can... I think go on the War Shrine. It seems more appropriate, A, for a sorcerer, and B, for you, generally speaking, to command the Forsaken Violent Chanter. +5 melee attack for Forsaken Chaos Spawn, Chaos Feral Manticore. A little bit of buff for you as well. Be a little bit until we get Paragon of Excess and the melee attack -5, which incidentally should stack with any Exalted hero who has... I forget what the name of the buff is, but it has a similar buff. Anyway, Lash of Slaanesh into Blissful Rapture. Lash of Slaanesh is the main thing that we're spamming. And then the heroes have to be moved again, so let's get a move on. Alright, what about the palaces? We have Hanyu Port, which can be upgraded to tier 5, but we can forgo it for now. It's critical that we upgrade the Drifting Forge here, because we want to get both the Champions of Slaanesh and Devotees for Dechala. We have the Sorcerer's Halls here, which we're going to forgo, because... I don't like how the rats are massing outside of Nongchang, but whatever. You will need to be converted now. Convert to Tormentor's Hold. And, oh, or do we just trade it to these guys? I mean, we can maintain the port. I don't know, I'll think about it. Might just leave you in our hands. Claws. Misshapen claws. You increase capacity for Alluruses. Oh, I did want an Allurus, actually, or two for Alex. Discipline, melee attack, and leadership. That's not bad. I think Discipline is the way to go, though the effect range for Slaanesh Locust abilities is also quite nice. And Charmed attacks is also quite nice. Oh, and Tactician is also quite nice. Melee defense for surrounding demonettes as opposed to the... that's a hard choice. This will be +4/+4, but the demonettes will also all have pretty darn high melee attack, won't they? What are we at here? At 48, it's not bad. Their melee defense is actually quite decent. Their armor is what they need more, isn't it? Which is, again, another reason to get that defeat trait. Huh. You know, let me think about this for a moment. Do we want to build Alex's army as the ambusher stalking army with all those demonettes? It might be the better option because they're going to be vulnerable to missile fire and such, and this item may significantly empower her. Anyway, we've been saving up decadence for this, I believe. The income from all buildings +15, but let's just take a look at what the others do first. Permanent bonuses on... Wait. Units in provinces with military pleasure palace building chains are empowered with permanent bonuses on recruitment. Okay, wait, let me... No. I need to take a look at what that actually does. Huh? It doesn't say what those bonuses are. Are these not the... Oh, it's these thing. Oh, those are minor. Yeah, 6% is fine, but it's not anything crazy. It's certainly not right now. Lords and agents of pleasure palace building chains grant additional global bonuses. Egotism building chain. We only have... Actually, we have no buildings of that yet, though I do like the character experience gain. What is this? We have allegiance points, corrupt units +1 to maximum unit tier, lavish gifts, pleasure palace building chain gives a bonus to relations with all factions. We only have a couple of those as yet. Control for all provinces is nice, I will admit. I'm still inclined to say income from all buildings +15 though. Plus it's a chance to produce ancillaries every turn. Innovative pleasures. Okay, let's get this. And I would like to see... what that chain... Which chain is this? Innovative Pleasures is this one. Sensatorium. Chance to gain a magic item 10% per turn, eh? Well, we're obviously building those everywhere. Do we actually have one here? Yes, we do. Okay, good. Alrighty, what about the newly converted Pleasure Palace? So it did convert into a level 1. Let's upgrade that Wing of Sensation. We gotta get to Wing of Indulgence ASAP because we'll have another one ready to go soon. You need to now be converted. Convert to a Tormentor's Hold. Alrighty, what else? So you're being converted, you're being converted, you're... Well, you have been converted. Guess we build these two buildings rather than the military structures, but which we can't build anyway, so yeah, we only have two options really, so those are the options we'll take. Alrighty. Actually, we should have been doing this from the top, that's my bad. Alright, so Wastelands of Jinshen. We will hold off because we need the thralls for the palaces. You can upgrade the Tormentor's Hold into a Ritual Arena, Warhost Outpost, and Ring of Steel. Good, and then the rest of the stuff we can leave alone. Nongchang and Xiama's Rest. You're going to be converted soon, but this place I guess we can go for... slow it down or speed it up, basically, is the question. The growth is irrelevant to us here. Kind of inclined to just speed it on its way. Minus 50 per turn. Plus 20%? Huh? Why is it increased? Oh, because of the income. You know what? Maybe we'll do the slowdown then, because that'll counteract it. Fair enough. What about you? And we don't need to convert you or you to tier... Well, actually, you to tier 3. Yes, you to tier 3. No, but we will build the cultist outpost at a higher level. Knobbly Gorge. We will collect the money. How are you making 781 already? Wow, very nice. I appreciate that. A regional... I mean, we want to build all of those anyway, so start building that. We'll upgrade it to tier 3 as we go. You're fine. Serpent Estuary is fine. And I believe you're fine as well. Alright. That looks good to me. Exarian, you've got a long way to travel, but you gotta get to Morathi, so start on it. Alex is sitting pretty for one more turn. Dechala is fine as she is, I guess. Huh. What's the likelihood that Gelt attacks Akarak in here? I'll probably just return to Haunted Forest, won't he? We could chance it. The thing is, we don't know if he has another army here. If it's just Akarak, I'd be willing to let them fight. But it might not be just him. But we could risk it. Go up here. Well, let's see if he attacks Akarak. And watch him... Okay, you know what? Maybe ambush. I would assume he wouldn't go up to Shambletown, so he'd try to go for Akarak. If he tries to go for Akarak, we'll find out. Alright, that all made sense, I'm sure. Skip, including the cults, and the tech is nearly complete. Let's end the turn. Alright, this turn, let's do some naming. I feel like it's been a while. Alrighty. What do we have here? Jiaming, you wish a peace treaty. We do not wish it, though. And so a peace treaty will not be signed. Are we really need to send somebody back for Chung Camp before they get a new army up and running? I believe we're past Gelt now, so unfortunately he didn't go for Akarak, but that's alright. Not the biggest of deals. What do we have here? Diplomatic relations increase with poxmakers versus an increase to campaign line of sight. I mean, we are going to attack them. The question is, will we attack them now? Mostly I am kind of interested in the duel between the two, so I guess we won't. I mean, we will attack them, we won't do this. A hail of lightsome bodies falls from the sky, each corpse's face frozen in an ecstatic smile. It seems Lord Slaanesh has once again exhausted his playthings. He now craves fresh entertainments, and we must provide. Seduce an enemy soldier, as one does. Research technologies, a little bit of thralls, another talisman, and a tormentor sword, which, you know, is a lot more powerful than it used to be. Ambush foiled. Oh, that's why he didn't bother. Huh. Maybe he's willing to fight one-on-one, though. Alright, Akarak, I'm gonna give you some items and send you on in, buddy. Tormentor sword, not for your army, although I do know... Yeah, well, we'll make a ranged focused army with the Dark Elves. So that one will definitely be put to good use. Let's go for Enriching Toil. Actually, yeah, let's go for Enriching Toil. Keep getting the upkeep reductions, because we'll want more armies. Now, Akarak, items. Talisman of Preservation, do we want to put it on you? You are in a War Shrine, which will make you vulnerable to missile fire, so maybe. Let's get your Prismatic Amplifier as well. Yeah, fine. Talisman of Preservation. You could use more of those. Obsidian Blade, useless on you. I'm going to say give you the Healing Potion for now, although as to whether we actually keep that remains to be seen. Tormentor's Sword, no dice on you, there's no need. What do we have here? A bunch of Opal Amulets, which are nice, we'll give them to heroes, though. Pigeon Plucker Pendant. We don't have flying heroes, do we? Meaning, this is not that useful. And we'll fuse those into a Ring of Sensation, which is not a bad pickup, and we basically have no weaponry. Oh, wait, we should give the Tormentor Sword to Dechala, I guess. Because she has 2 garbage weapons. Ether Blade will increase her weapon strength. Wait, does she have magical attacks? A moment. She does, so that is probably wasted on her right now. Anyway, Akarak, let's see if we can do this, as in if the game is willing to let us do this. As in if Gelt will run like a coward or not. Come on, fight. Now, you coward. Pathetic. Then why did you stay? Why did you stay? Alright, channel then and keep moving forward. And we have the plague on us too, anyway. And Dechala, take Shambletown then.
Drown in the elixir.
I drown in the elixir every day, Dechala. Auto-resolve.
Taste the wine of hatred.
I always taste the wine of hatred. I gotta listen to what she says more as she captures territories. Occupy Thrall Camp. Another potion of healing, nice. The item pickups have been good so far. Grab another Carver's, whatever this is. And yeah, we gotta denurglify the place. Also keep upgrading everything. Alright. Nice. And, oh, you ran away, you piece of garbage. We suffered attrition for no reason. Luckily, the enemy did as well, but you infuriate me. Alright, I guess we're gonna go on in. What do we want here? Let's get the Glamour of Slaanesh. And what about items? You have the Ring of Sensation. Maybe Talisman of Preservation would have been the better pick on you, though you do have extra HP thanks to Tough. Let's see. Hand weapon, you already have magical damage, so Tormentor's Sword isn't super useful to you. However, the melee attack reduction may be useful for when we're on the attack. I'm going to say switch to You want the Steed of... You know what? I think we'll switch to the Boob Snake for this one. Actually, we could go on... Well, yeah, we'll want to go through the gate as well. Yeah, switch to the Boob Snake. Oh, did that reduce your HP? You have a healing potion, though, so you should be okay. Wand of Jet. Anything we can replace you with? Doesn't look like it. What about ancillaries? Cult Treasurer doesn't help us. Scarecrow Banner. You know what? Grab the Scarecrow Banner for now, because there's a Celestial Lion in the enemy army. Alright. And, oh. Let's give you a couple of Demonettes names, because, well, will they survive here? I guess we're about to find out. Jazz Hands. And if you die, you die. And the Spice Girls. Alright, and then possibly be replaced with Exalted Demonettes, depending on how that goes. Anyway, I think we're ready to go. Let's give this a shot. At least we have one of those towers. Go.
Leave their minds broken, and their bodies begging for more!
Alrighty, here we go. Alex here to lead her lots of regiments of renown against the enemy. We got our first use of the Slaaneshi towers, which are a very nice siege tower. Definitely one of the best ones. Just the whole design-wise. And definitely some power creep in terms of the siege tower looks compared to some of the old ones. I love the fact that they have those serrated blade storm type wheels that the seeker chariots have. Oh, look at all those little arrows uselessly hitting the siege tower. I don't think they're going to bring it down. Anyway, in the meantime, our Regiment of Renown, Praeton, the Scourge of Arden, has arrived. It is an anti-large unit, but I'm sure it'll be more than capable of taking and annoying some of the units up on top of the walls. I love how creepy these things are. Alrighty, the Praeton, the Scourge of Arden, going to be a while before I remember its name, also has an ability which allows it all-consuming hatred, which reduces its melee defense but forces melee damage reflection. And good, I would wager against all of these peasant spears and whatever other units are here. Anyway, it's probably solid at targeting single entities, and there is an Astromancer up here, so we're going to have the Praeton go after it. It has taken a little bit of damage, but while it's been distracting the enemy, our siege towers have arrived and will disgorge their cargo. First, the Marauders with Hell Scourges to poison the enemies up here, and then once we've established a foothold, they will be followed in by the Demonettes. And they'll work together. Now the enemy will buff their own units with a harmonic convergence, which as we can see also has that effect, modified or reworked. That looks pretty nice. Nothing too crazy, I guess. Though sometimes the game is a little bit nutty on the particle effects all over everything, but nonetheless, nothing is or ever will be as bad as that stupid Skaven net. Alright, but anyway, looks like the Astromancer is in the fight, having moved away from that Praeton, but while he's led all of those Jade Warriors to attempt to defend against the piles of Marauders and the newly arriving Demonettes, and the gate has been broken through, and we're just about ready to go through it with the Mirror Guard and whatever other units. Okay, Mirror Guard, they attempted to go up into the ladder instead of inside the enemy settlement. Come on, guys, what are you doing? Oh, I see. The enemy... Okay, I'm sorry I yelled at you. The Celestial Lion has decided to land down here and go after the Cultist. Unfortunately, it's going to get pinned, trapped by the mass of the Praeton and the Cultist's War Shrine, and then surrounded by the Seekers, as well as Alex herself, and it looks like this thing will get torn apart. Poor little guy. Oh well, down you go. Anyway, that worked out fairly well for us because that was the biggest threat on the field that isn't a spellcaster, and admittedly the Astromancer only has harmonic convergence to spam, so I think we're good. And the Demonettes have come out of the towers now and are starting to lay into the poor units up above, who we will debuff with a Tormentor Sword, making their melee attack 0. While we keep working on the enemy, buffing up our Locus of Grace as well as soon as the Tormentor Sword ends to make sure that the units aren't able to take damage up here, or at least not as much damage. There we go, and gonna help him out with a Praeton, a Lash of Slaanesh, which does apparently work on walls. I didn't remember that being a thing, but looks like it is, so that works out. Alex on her boob snake is up to, let's see, 15 kills, 16 kills, 10,000 damage. There we go, mincing a little bit of infantry, and we've got more demonettes and exalted, Heartseekers of Slaanesh. Apparently the Regiment of Renown isn't exalted, but sure, I mean, obviously there is no exalted variant of these guys, but anyway. Well, there is Pleasure Seekers, so yeah, anyway. Heartseekers will run down that poor unit of Jade Warrior crossbows. Bounce power has shifted to about 85, maybe even 90% in our favor. The enemy Lord Magistrate remains, but very little other than the Lord Magistrate does. Props to the Jade Warriors for continuing to hold the walls, even as the Regiment of Renown of Exalted Demonettes have made their way up there, and will start tearing through them with the massive amount of armor piercing they have. They do also have charmed attack, which is quite nice. You gotta remember to try to combine multiple anti-melee attack auras and contact effects in one army. Make sure to take advantage of it. It is a reason possibly to get charmed attacks on a demonette hero. I will think about it. Or continue to think about it at any rate. Anyway, with that, the last of the enemy army shatters. The poor enemy magistrate gets trapped by Alex and her pleasure seeker. Well, no, not pleasure seekers yet, but anyway, and her heart seekers. And with that, the battle is ours, and Jiao Ming's faction, the Western Provinces, falls to Slaanesh. Alright, there we go. I got so excited to fight I forgot to apply the Scarecrow banner, which would have helped a little bit against the Celestial line, but it got kind of obliterated anyway, so it really doesn't matter. Only 74 losses, despite the fact that we had to rely on all the regiments of Renown. That's still pretty great, so great job, Alex. Yes, Alex, I'm talking to you. You did great, and I want you to know that. Anyway, oh, I'm an idiot. Let's see. Looks like the Eternal Entourage did by far the best at 13k damage. The Praeton did pretty well, though it also took a fair bit of damage, and I think I like the way that I like to use Great Eagles in vanilla, not an SFO. Great Eagles or Manticores. You want to essentially pair things like this up in multiple units so that they can protect each other and fight together, and so that the damage to any individual unit is rather distributed amongst multiple units. So yeah, anyway, that I believe is the end of Jiao Ming. We are going to occupy the place as like, oh, I mean, yes, we could subjugate them, but it doesn't fix our relationship, does it? I guess we sack it because we're going to trade it to the Norskins anyway, although we could keep it as, well, we could keep it as a thrall camp until we transfer it, but because it is a red territory, a desert, it might not even be worth it to try. Or we could just leave it like that for a while. You know what, let's sack it and then occupy it. Yeah, I think we'll do that. Sack. And then occupy. Hey, a Rock of Inevitability. It's a very nice debuff melee defense reduction. Alright, we'll occupy it as a thrall camp. Like so. Not as a pleasure pass or anything like that. We will let this stay here and we will collect the income. We can... 832 to repair? Alright. Allow this to drop for a while, and the growth is basically non-existent, but that's fine. Income increase, but at control. I think that's not worth it. We'll announce supremacy instead. I'm happy with that. Alright, province secured. Warpstone Desert and Western Provinces are destroyed, and... oh, it has spices. Is that more valuable to us? It will, at tier 1, give us 6 thralls, which is not that much. Keep the Carver's Cages. Maybe we'll actually upgrade it to tier 2. I haven't completely decided. Anyway, the heroes are nearly here. Or at least some of them are nearly here. You're gonna take a little bit longer. I have to remember who has to go into what army as well. Anyway, capacity +2 for all heroes? Yes, 100%. Super valuable. And, okay, we'll start with the Pleasure Palaces. Do you do anything at this tier? You increase the number of Alluruses, and then... okay, well, you can be upgraded, but, okay, we'll go through them all. I just wanted to see the Pleasure Palaces first anyway. You... Can you build Alluruses? No, we have to build them all the way back here, which is kind of annoying. Alright, fine. Tactician, nice. Disciplined, again, nice. Wait, I forget. Did we see a cunning Allurus? Because maybe we want one of those then. Aura, you know what? The aura leadership would be helpful as well. Assuming that, what does Alex have? Let me just double check. You have tough. You know what? Maybe we'll get a couple of those, unless her cultist. The cultist has tactician. All right, so that kind of decides it. Although, yeah, we'll go for disciplined. Extra melee attack and leadership. We'll draw upon tactician from the other one. I didn't see whether we had cunning ones, but if we do, well, then we might have to swap that out. Anyway, this gives frenzy. Ooh, okay, so a moment. The loci we can ignore. Oh, you get Soul Feeder as well for Lash of Slaanesh spam. That's great. Yeah, so we'll need one to have Wheels of Discord and buff the chariots, and the other to have Song of the Demon Net. Although, provides a missile resistance. Might actually want 2 of those instead. But yeah, we want frenzy on the chariots. I'm gonna not apply the points for now. For the simple reason that it depends on if we get another disciplined one, because, you know, frenzy gives a bonus to the individual unit. And who knows if we can get another one of those. Alright, we'll ignore this for now as well, but just double check if there's anything real interesting, and I don't think that there is. We don't need a sorcerer in that army, just a cultist or 2 and a couple of those Alluruses. Alright, the rest of that looks good to me. Exarian, keep moving northward to Morathi. And let's double check on what buildings we can be building. Also, how's that control looking? -4. Yeah, we're okay. Ow. It reset the position. Alright, you're fine. You're fine. Soon to be converted, but fine generally speaking. You can stay at tier 2, whereas the others will be upgraded to tier 3. Nobbler Country is fine. You need to be upgraded. Brand new Tormentor hold. And I noticed that, yes, it did keep the Enclave port, but it did not keep the one. Well, I guess it did go down to tier 1, so it makes sense. Wait, I thought this one was tier 3. It went down to tier 1 anyway? Am I crazy, or was that one tier 3? I think it was, and it went to tier 1 anyway. Huh. That's disappointing. Well, either way, Cultist Outpost and, I guess, the Carver's Cages. At least until this is, you know, wiped out. And then the rest of that is good. We're not going to build any or upgrade those outposts, though we have 100%, so we may want to use some of those. Let's take the mission for Chiang Camp. And Chiang Camp, and I guess we'll send Alex to get those. You are now able to also construct Chosen and Champions, but, wait, is this complete? 4 turns. Alright, we'll construct them here, because I don't want to, you know, construct them here and then do all the delivering. It takes a long time. Anyway, correct. Maybe I should have put you in camp to heal, since this guy's going to be too much of a coward to fight you directly. On the bright side, your heroes are almost here, so okay, actually, let's keep moving them this way. I actually forgot what heroes are here. Grog Rune Smasher. What do you do again? Scaled Skin. Ah, yes. 3 arms, eh? Well, 2 arms and a misshapen claw. What do you got? Oh, right, Chaos Commander. The Chaos Commander kind of makes me want to put one of those guys in, well, not Decala's army, although it could be, maybe. Again, just to transfer the XP. Anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself. Let us do, I'll do a couple of names in there. Alright, so, alright, I'm gonna name, yeah, why not? What do we have here? Nest of Vipers for you, and you, of course, I got a misclick. You gotta be Storm of Blades. Lovely. We have Exalted. Okay, well, we don't have the Exalted Demonettes ready yet. We should probably name some of these devotees. All right, let's do John Waters Fan Club, and you are going to be Pillarman. And, well, I guess we could probably keep a couple of the Hell Scourges just for poison application in one of the armies. Oh, I wanted to name one of these myself, so this one's for me. You can be Marauder Bearmen. I had that idea a couple of episodes ago, and I've been meaning to apply that name. So yeah, and then the other Hell Scourge is... Oh, actually, wait. Okay, you know what, we'll do it later. Did I name any Slangors this episode, or I was gonna, but I don't remember if I did. What about the ones with Dechala? Yeah, let's name a couple of them. Alright, Slangors. How about, where do we have Slan? Gorgeous Gores. And you can be Kink Gores. Alright, just doing some units of various kinds. Why about a Chaos Spawn, Excessive Excess, like so, and Denied Deniers for the Forsaken. There we go. Alright, good enough, good enough. Let's end the turn and proceed. Skip, 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 and... oh. I just want to see Allied recruitment here. So we have the Marauder Champions. We did want a Marauder-tastic army. Their main problem is they're going to be slow, but I feel like we should have some champions together with Sturkar. The question is, do we want them to have shields or maces? Mauls. We will have relatively low levels of armor piercing, so that army could probably use some, although depending on what kind of demonic units, like we just put a few fiends in there and suddenly we're good. Sturkar, just out of curiosity, so you do have a shield, so maybe your Marauder should have shields as well. Sort of the tip of the spear. They should still be tankier, the Marauder Champions, than the regular ones, right? At least I hope so. We can always do 4, 2, and 2. Especially since we don't have any access to any of the other stuff. Yeah, why not? Alright, we'll start with the couple of regular Marauder Champs. We'll have Alex build them. She wants to travel south. Maybe we'll have somebody else build them. You know what? We'll recruit them... just do it right now. Who's good here? We have a Chaos Lord with Iron Skin, and I did want a Chaos Lord to lead, to go with Sturkar's army. And, I mean, Iron Skin is fine, but it's better for a Chaos Sorcerer Lord instead. You have an increase... Chaos Sorcerer Lord with Open Eyes. The character experience gain. This might be a good choice for evolving into a Demon Prince. We did want one of those anyway. More XP means faster evolution. Yeah, you know what? We'll pick you for evolution then. And we'll use you to recruit for now. I don't know what you're going to cost in terms of... or what level do you have to be at? 15, 20, whatever? We shall see. Anyway, Marauder Champs. We'll also want a Demonette that, or a Herald that evolves as well. But anyway, build those two and then build these two. What? We don't have the Allegiance? We will soon. In fact, when we wipe out Chiang Camp. Alright, preparing Sturkar to move away to a different army. End turn. I think that was everything. It was a lot of stuff, so, you know. Which look at that. Kugath has taken Scrap Towers. Now, the main thing that concerns me there is that he'll probably kill Gelt before Alex gets here. And now you're attacking? Okay. Alright, we just gotta... the only thing we gotta make sure is that he doesn't get to hit us with Gehenna's Golden Globe, though... You know, I think we're going to have to save this episode for now, or this for next episode. We're kind of out of time, and as excited as I am to fight this, we should probably save it for next episode. We're already at the end of the ep. Plus, I want to enjoy this army properly, since it didn't get a chance to play when Dechala attacked those 3 armies. So, we'll save it for next time, and that's where we'll start off next episode. Stay tuned for that. Don't forget to leave those likes and comments below. All glory to the algorithm, and thanks for watching.